So it's been a little while since we've done an update on our Scrapyard save, rusted, solid, rebuilt with like just junk stock parts, $675 383. So we fired it up, everything is good, sounded good, revved it a couple of times, and I told you guys as soon as we get situated with the dragster, we'll take the next steps with this thing and start dialing it in. Well, one thing led to another, and we got sidetracked with the dragster and everything else, and this thing hasn't been touched in a month. That's not to say we didn't have a few problems with it. Nothing related to the engine itself, but the stuff around it and my own stupid head. So I ran out of gas in the shop. It was idling. I only had like a gallon in it. It was idling, everything was good, and then it ran out of gas. And without thinking, I just left it alone. I never shut the ignition. So it sat overnight with the ignition on, and it killed our vintage Mallory Unilight, which was just the nicest thing, right? It was vintage, 50-something years old. Toast, and it roasted our big yellow coil, put a big crack in it. So, all right, no problem. I converted this distributor back to it, put a single point breaker plate back in it with just a set of single points. And I had this coil that was on the engine when we got it. So I says, I threw a spark before, it'll throw a spark now. So I threw that on there, fired it up, runs good. And took it around the block at the shop a couple of times. I should have taken the camera with me, but I didn't. And the engine itself was great, but lean, like angry lean. Any place in the primaries, you give it a little gas and it just didn't want to go. It was angry. As soon as I got into the secondaries, she came to life. So I says, all right, and I checked out the jetting. So this carburetor that's on here now is a 600 double pumper. And what I wanted to do is start with the smallest carburetor I thought that would work with this, and then through the course of testing, upsize carburetors. So go from a 600 to a 750 to an 850. I've got all three carburetors, so I figured we would do A, B, C testing, and then do the equivalent Edelbrocks. I have a 600 Edelbrock and I have a 750 Edelbrock. So I figured this would be some good A/B testing. So I wanted to start with this carburetor, and like I said, it's just deadly. Just you give it gas, it's like yeah, right. So I checked the jetting on it, and these things come from the factory with 66s in the primaries and 72s in the secondaries. So that's what I'm going to do tonight, like right now. I got a set of 72s, then I'm going to swap them to the primary side. So it'll be 72 square, and that should do it. That's going up 6 numbers, which is like, that's a lot. That's a big change. You know, you're supposed to go like 2 numbers at a time. This was so far off, it's going to take more than that. But then I had another carburetor issue also. I had a little leak from the secondary accelerator pump. You know, just a drip, 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 and say, well, okay, I'm not going to worry about that. Well, the drip turned into a gusher, and it was just, it would sit there and just empty the flow bowl through the, after you shut it off. It would keep dripping through the accelerator pump after you shut it off. So I said, all right, this thing is like done. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I've got, like I says, I already pulled the flow bowls off. I'm going to knock these 66s out of here and pop in our 72s, and of course drop them into the valley pan, because that's what you're supposed to do. Because you have to be in a certain position. See, the problem with doing this is that you have to be in a certain position to talk to the camera, and so you can see what I'm doing, and it's awkward. You know, I wouldn't normally be working like this. That's why I hate working on YouTube. So, well, one of the reasons I hate working on YouTube. Oh God, okay, I've dropped that one. Yeah, I mean, who am I kidding? I am this clumsy even when I'm not on camera, but you know what? I don't care. So that's 6 numbers up. 66s to 72s. And that should bring this thing around. If it doesn't, we're going to have to look elsewhere. But I think that'll do it. The distributor, no mechanical advance anymore. It's just locked out, straight up, 34 degrees. And I'm running just regular pump gas in this thing, as I would with like an 8 to 1 compression stock cam 383. So, okay. Put this thing back on here. Now, as far as screwing around with this thing tonight, it's well, it's a Monday night. It's relatively early. There's still a lot of traffic out there. On the weekends, we can come out here and do pretty much anything we want. There's nobody to bother. But on weeknights, I'm a little leery of doing anything with this. After I get it running, I'll cruise up and down the street here in Mexico a little bit and see what it looks like. And if there's no traffic, if there's no traffic, if none of the other businesses have any people in them, then we'll make a little noise. If not, we'll put it off. Trying to be a good citizen, you know? I've turned over a new leaf. Isn't this exciting? People are like, we want to watch you work. I hate you. I really hate you. Okay. More screws. Dr. Art is currently doing his live. I said it's Monday night, so I don't have him. Okay. All right, now this is an issue right here. Now I didn't strip this out, but it definitely doesn't want to tighten down. Okay, I'm not going to push my luck with that. I'm not going to push my luck. We'll leave that one just cute. All right, so the secondary side, we got to throw this accelerator pump in here. We got a new diaphragm, spring, diaphragm, cover. I should just fast forward through all this stuff, right? This is terrible, and the lighting is terrible because, not that my lighting is ever really, really good, but all I've got is this one fluorescent directly above. And yes, this is exciting. Yeah, the other problem with working on YouTube is that you have to rush, right? Because you can't just like, you know, leisurely do your thing. You gotta like go extra fast because, you know, people are watching and it's like, come on, hurry up. And I hate when they speed things up. You know, you gotta fast forward. Right? I hate that. So I'm like a total curmudgeon. You notice that? Come on. All right, why don't you want to go on there? Okay, then you get the mystery problems. What the hell is going on here? The bowl doesn't want to sit up against the body of the carb. More silence, more awkward silence. See, that's the other thing too, right? When you're working on YouTube, you have to always be thinking of things to say. I don't have anything I want to say. I talk too much as it is. World's longest screw. Is this another one? I haven't been inside this carburetor before. Somebody else evidently was, and they must have gone a little excessive on force. Yeah. Well, I know somebody was in here before because they got the blue gaskets. Uh-oh. Which tells me, thinking about it now, that the 66s that were in here might have already been changed. What are they? No, 66. Yeah, they're okay. They're both 66s. I'll put them in my pocket. Not go crazy with that. Even. Boom. Okay. So then, let's throw a few ones on here. Come on. So how long did that take me? We changed the jets and the accelerator pump. People with the fuel injection, fuel injection guys like, you gotta work on those carburetors. I bet you I did that faster than it would have taken somebody to whip up the laptop, plug it in and configure everything. I bet you I did that in just exactly about that same amount of time. All right, let's fire this thing up. Whee! See, and being that I'm not at the shop, I don't have a squirt bottle to prime it with. But I do have some gas. Take that. This sucks. Still not getting any fuel up to it. All right, I'm gonna try to fill a bowl. Oh, it's making a mess. Okay. This is where it catches fire. Damn it. Let's try it again. And that's how the party ends, with a dead battery. All right, maybe bringing the car down here to the speed labs wasn't the best idea. So we're just gonna end it right here. Cliffhanger. What a waste. I can't believe you clicked on this thing and you watched it this far. I'm sorry. I apologize profusely. I'm so sorry. Look at this bike I picked up. This is gonna be one of our winter projects. It's an 06 Sportster with some very interesting engine problems. So we'll be working on that over the winter. How anticlimactic was that? YouTube. All right. So the next time around, I'll have Dr. Art here, and we'll go out there, and I will make up I'll make up for this. I will make up for this crushing disappointment. You'll see. You'll see. I'll see you tomorrow. You should unsubscribe. If I was you, I would unsubscribe right now, because that was terrible. That was a travesty. I'm an embarrassment to all automotive YouTubers.